Hey everybody, it's Joe DeGanzik, and this is Smarter Home Life. I'm back with the second of two product reviews, HomeKit product reviews that I promised kind of in rapid fire succession. This time it's a remotely controlled switch, or you might consider it an outlet. This is the PureSwitch from PureGear. So it's a HomeKit remotely controllable outlet, and it also has a USB charger on board. You can plug in lights and appliances up to 15 amps into the outlet, and the USB charger will supply 10 watts at 2.1 amps for all of your energy-hungry tablets and mobile devices and whatnot. So the PureSwitch has a unique kind of wavy or circular design. It doesn't block your outlet. There is no manual switch on it, so you can't turn on or off the outlet without the app if you're nearby. And obviously it does have the kind of bonus feature of having a USB charger on the side. And speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my phone and I'll charge up while I'm doing this demo. And there we go, we got charging. And so speaking of that, let's jump over to the app. I'm not going to go through the whole setup process. It's pretty easy. You download their app, start the setup process, scan the code, the HomeKit setup code, and basically you're good to go. It'll add it to it. Like many of these devices, the PureSwitch as a Wi-Fi controlled device, it's a 2.4 gigahertz device. So if you're on a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network, switch over to your 2.4 gigahertz network first. Otherwise, it'll say like it's not compatible. So do that. It'll avoid some headaches for you. The app it's okay. You don't have to live in the app. There's no additional features on this device like energy monitoring, which would be exclusive to the app. If I jump over to accessories, you'll see that it only shows two, which I do have many more HomeKit devices, but it only shows you the devices that it thinks are compatible with itself in terms of or similar to a switch or an outlet. I would say even though you can control your scenes and adjust them, like it's pulled in the scenes here, and also it's got the it also has the automations as well. I think it would be best to most likely set, if you have to do the initial setup in here and then move on to say Apple's Home app or another app in terms of controlling it. There's many different HomeKit apps. You can get third-party ones and download any of the other manufacturers' ones for free. That'll show you all of your actual HomeKit devices. This could be a little bit limiting for you. But if I jump in here, you can see that it's got the information on there. You can rename it. You can turn it on and off. I've actually got the main studio light on there, and I can just tap it. I can't tap it like in rapid fire succession like I normally do because the light would go crazy. the custom studio LED light would go crazy. But if I tap it again, you can see that the indicator and the click happens really fast if I tap it. Tap. There we go. So it's pretty fast to respond. There's these options, fan and light bulb. They don't mean anything. I asked the manufacturer, PureGear, who used to just do cases and cables and so forth. Now they've jumped into home automation with this first device. These options mean nothing. They're just labels, so have fun with putting that in. You can see if I jump over to my home app, all the little tiles, I can do the same thing. I can turn it off. I can long press for the details and turn it back on again. I can go into details. Obviously I can swap over to the automations tab. I can automate any of these things, and I'll just briefly mention that I use devices like this in terms of remote control switches or outlets, which you might think, well, that's kind of a weird device. Why would I want to automate something? Usually it's for convenience purposes, or it's an outlet that's you want to control something and it's far away and maybe the device doesn't have a switch or something like that. I actually have 4 different use cases that are actually demonstrated. If you haven't seen it, the really cool tour video of my place here that I live and produce all of the content for Smarter Home Life. It's a tiny home and a smart home. I'm using smart instead of smarter because, well, it's pretty much done. So, a smart home kind of gets to the point where it's actually smart and intelligent once it's actually mostly to the point of completion. Anyway, and along the rest of the road, it's a smarter home, as I call it. Anyways, I have 4 use cases: a refrigerator, coffee maker and toaster, a security camera, and also behind me, the TV and my streaming devices. You can see all of those in action in that actual tour video. It is linked up there this video will be over shortly, so it'll probably be recommended, but definitely check it out. There's not much else that I can really say about the PureSwitch. It's a pretty basic product, as you've seen in the demo here, and if I had to give it a star rating of some sort, it would probably be about 4.5 out of 5 stars, just knocking a little bit off for the wonky app, but otherwise it's a solid HomeKit product. It's a US only product at this point. It is priced similarly to its competitors at $50. It seems to only be available at their website, at PureGear's website at pure-gear.com. And they might introduce international versions at some point, but it appears that this is their first foray into the home automation space, and it's a US only product. So that is that. Thanks to our wonderful supporters, our Smarter Home Life insiders over on Patreon. They make these videos possible. They make the content totally possible. If you'd like to sign up, you can get perks such as behind the scenes footage and upcoming sneak peeks, and a whole lot more over at support.shl.com. And otherwise, for Smarter Home Life, I'm Joe DeGanzik, and I'll see you next time.